praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Shai, Rachap, double honors be unto the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who were well and taught us this 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, hopeful, elect that which not this word of thought, truth and sincerity. To all you Akim and say Shalom. I am the Akim, I am from the servants Yahweh Shai camp, coming in with the quick exhortation pursuant to something I was meditating on and spoke about in the group chat with the Akim. And that is basically, the fact that if we be those prophets, which Lord we are, if we're gonna have books written about us, man, all right, in the kingdom, which will be a beautiful time, because at that point, everybody will understand that the men of the Lord, the servants of prophets, are greatly to be, praised, man. Alright, because we suffer the worst hell out of all Israelites, being up at the forefront of every single danger, whether that be with the heathen or the wicked of our people, so therefore, hey, we got a reward coming, man. We got a reward coming for that, for every single past life that we have to suffer and endure, which endure means to suffer, patiently suffer. Hey, we're gonna get rewarded for that, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing, alright, knowing that. So we're gonna have books written about us, and we can prove that due to the fact that, hey, Salaki about that. The great men you read about in the scriptures, hey, those great men, they have their books written about them, man. All right, Salaki, the great prophet Isaiah. All right, the great prophet Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Daniel, the minor prophets. Each of them had a book written about him, man. It's like you have a bunch of fucking nutcases out here just driving badly right now. But slacky about that, just in case I don't get to the point. But yeah, these great men with the books written about them. All right, even Job. All right, the Aki Job. All right, when he was going through temptation, he had the conversation with his 3 friends, and you even read about, where it goes into that my words were written in the book. All right, Job said that. All right, you even have the Aki Tobit. The book of Tobit is basically a journal, if you will, and that book was written for him. All right, was written by, from him. All right, what else? Sirach. If I'm not mistaken, you read the prologue. If I'm not mistaken, pursuant to the history, Yahweh Shai, grandfather Yahweh Shai, which is named Sirach because if I'm not mistaken, Yahweh Shai's father is Sirach. But Sirach's father was also named Yahweh Shai. He wrote that book, and it edifies us, man. All right, a wise book. All right, it gives us wise counsel on how to live properly, man. All right, how to deal with the woman, not to look at a woman's beauty, fearing the Lord, all that stuff. All right, the things you read about in Proverbs, all right, in Ecclesiastes, are the type of things you read about in the book of Sirach. But it's books like those that ultimately give us the hope that our books will be written too. All right, you got Akim out there that be writing Psalms, just like King David. So you got Akim out there who be writing Psalms. You got Akim who be writing in a journal just for the sake of it, because it's therapeutic. Arguing the fact that we're all alone and we're suffering. This is a mental battle. And we have to vent off some way, in some form. You got Akim that just write in a journal. I write in a journal too. Talking about what happened in their days, and basically to keep track of what went down in their life. All right, but basically you also got Akim that just gonna have their books written plain in general, like the great prophets of old. All right, that's gonna be a beautiful work, man. And because the scriptures say how in the land of our captivities we're gonna receive praise and fame. Where we've been put to shame, we're gonna be praised and famous. All right, but that's going for the servants of the prophets, because we have to go through the worst shit, man. All the heathen will see us. The scriptures even say, "Praise the great men," so they're gonna praise us. All right, our women are good. Hey, it could be to the point where I brought this out in the chat that, you know, you could just have as you're walking by in a palace in the kingdom, that your wife could just be reading a book, man. All right, the book of the book of Yakal, the book of Arazakal, the book of, you know, Manatazaki, you know, the book of so on and so forth, man. You know, I can have the books reading. It's gonna be a beautiful. It's gonna be a beautiful time, because, you know, it'll be good for the people to know what we went through, all right, how we felt and how we dealt with things as up and coming men, because understanding that, hey, we're all men in this thing, but we're laying in our manhood. Even the fact that we grew up in a feminist society like this, yeah, the Lord, you know, bestowed His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding upon us, that we may live, you know, and be stabilized and get a proper footing, and just be able to, you know, overcome any situation. All right, through Yahweh Shemim Washai. All right, they get to understand how we have to, you know, calculate and basically go through things, man. All right, you know, you're just gonna have, you know, the same precepts you read about in the book of Jeremiah. You're probably gonna see something like that in one of the books of the Yakim. You know, therefore hear my voice, O Israel, for the Lord, you know, pleadeth thy cause. You know, things like that, things of that nature. The things we read about in the scriptures are gonna be written too. All right, oh, that my words were written in the book. All right, how long shall I cry and thou when I hear? Basically, these various things, man. All right, Jeremiah even had the book Lamentations. You're gonna have Akim writing, you know, sorrowful books as well. All right, man, it's gonna be a beautiful time in the kingdom, because we're gonna be the most revered, Lord, with those men. All right, the scriptures say that the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets, and the same qualities, and it's like the same, you know, basically, I forget that one word, the same something that the prophets retain. I forget that one word, but we're like, you know, we have a lot of similarities with the prophets of old. All right, we share a lot of things in common with what a prophet would do back in the ancient world. So, you know, Lord, with those men, man, because what always want the highways and hedges. All right, whether we don't want it, because there be Akim, you know, that in this flesh, they fear. I fear, sometimes fear going to camp for the very reason of getting killed. But then I remembered Matthew the 10th chapter, where talks about, fear not man that can kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. But fear him that can kill the body and put the body in hell. That's Yahweh Shemim, put the soul in hell. Really purposing right there. That's Yahweh Shemim right there. Right? Yahweh telling us not to fear man, but fear Yahweh Shemim, the Heavenly Father. That because He could fuck you up, man. All right, excuse my French, but the Lord can mess you up badly. You know, so I just try to remember that, and I remember Jeremiah, you know, in the first chapter, when the Heavenly Father told Jeremiah that he's a strong city, hey, because the Lord has him through the Spirit. You know, the Lord's protecting him. All right, Lord protected the prophets all the time. All right, Daniel in the cave of the lions. All right, so, you know, just these reminders that encourage us daily. But, you know, I can be going through certain situations where they might not want to go to camp, or they don't feel it, or they're ashamed or whatnot, you know. But they still push through, because that's a task that the prophets uphold. You know, a prophet back in the ancient would always go to camp. All right, regardless of what they felt. You know, likewise, just like how we share those same, you know, qualities and qualifications, you know, it gives us the idea that Lord with those men. You know, and just like how, you know, you have to realize there's 144,000 prophets, and out of all of them, only a select few were chosen from Yahweh Shemim Washai to have the books written, will be comprised of the Holy Bible. You know, so just think of all that juicy, you know, content in the scriptures, right? Because like King David said, oh, that words are like honey. So there's a lot of edifying things in those precepts written in those books of the Yakim that we're yet to find out. And that's just given the fact that the Lord hid certain things from us on this side, but in the kingdom, in the latter times to come, we're gonna have full on understanding. We're gonna be, you know, revealed every secret. You know, so I just want to bring that point out. Also, you know, what's it called? Hey, in 1 John 3rd chapter, basically, it wasn't how the world shall know who we are, man. They shall find out who we are. All right, and you see your average celebrity. All right, the reverence that they get, you know, the popularity, the clout, all that stuff. You know, the notoriety. He will always, you know, because women are polyamorous. You see women out there just running and gushing and falling head over heels for a celebrity. All right, like the other Apostle Gamar brought the fact that he had women out there going crazy for the Beatles, or you see the same thing. You have the same thing happening to Justin Bieber and all that stuff. So just like how you see these modern celebrities, you know, how they get praised, And we're gonna be heavily praised. We're gonna be more famous than any 2/3 that ever had fame in this side of the earth, man. Alright, we're gonna be the most famous. Alright, because hey, the Lord's gonna make it known who are his prophets. Alright, so you even say how he shall make his chosen known. Alright, so I just want to bring that point out, just a quick exhortation to keep us going. Alright, I can feel in the need to just give, hell no, man, there ain't no giving up. Alright, the scriptures even say, you know, he that taketh his hand out the plow is not fit for the kingdom. Really, purpose, you know, we gotta keep on striving. Alright, the kingdom is basically a given reward, alright, out of the Father's will, you know, a Father's heart. Hey, man, so it's the pleasure of the Lord to give us this thing. But first of all, he wants us to labor for it, man. Alright, you're not gonna be fit to earn the cookie if you can't even, you know, eat the carrot or whatever. Just wanna bring that point out. But yeah, man, I can't wait for that time. I can't wait for the kingdom. You're gonna have books written about Akim. Alright, the book of the other Apostle Gabar, the book of Manatazak, the book of Yakar, the book of, you know, Ra'an, the book of, you know, so on and so forth, man. The book of Chazak. Alright? You know? You're gonna have all that, man. Alright, whether it be just a plain old book covering every single, and the thing is, our books are gonna be covering, you know, we're gonna have multiple books, man. It's gonna be covering various lives, alright, you know, or just one big old book covering, you know, our start to finish, you know, because in the kingdom we won't teach anymore, but it's gonna, you know, it could be to the point where our books are gonna, you know, basically cover everything, every life we have to go through, you know, in a quick old recap, alright. You know, King Masha, he have his books, and this is basically going to him prophesying. Alright, you just like you have the acts of the apostles, you're gonna have the acts of the Akim, therefore the elder did this and that, he came thither, you know, all this stuff, man. You know, but with that being said, I'm gonna end it off right there until the next one. I say shalom.